Welcome to a general overview of being a teacher advisor. After watching this module, we hope you will understand your role and what is required of you. I will be covering the job description of the teacher advisor and highlighting the important functions, reviewing the chapter minimum requirements, the monthly process or flow for you and the chapter, tools and resources available from the national organization, and finally, the evaluation or reporting we will need from you in the chapter. Before we jump into the responsibilities and expectations of this role, I think it's crucial to talk about why we have teacher advisors and how important your role is for the success of the Because I Said I Would chapter. By taking on this role, you make a big commitment. You're committing to coaching the leadership team to help them successfully lead the chapter. You are committing to help the leadership team learn about the importance of prep work and setup so that they can lead organized monthly meetings and events. You are committing to be a partner with us at the national office so we can continue to build and grow the program. And maybe most importantly, you are committing to help us share the message of making and keeping promises for the betterment of humanity. You should expect to spend about 8 hours a month in this role, knowing that some months, especially at the beginning of the academic year and when you have volunteer projects, that there will be more time required. We have and offer a lot of resources to help you in your role, but much of what we expect of you requires time and planning on your part. We ask you to take this commitment seriously, and we'll do whatever we can to help you in this process. Now that you know why you are so important to the success of our movement, you may be asking, now what? Let's start by looking at your job description so you have a better idea of what you are expected to do. The following are key responsibilities for the teacher advisor. You're going to need to work with and coach the chapter leadership team and ensure the chapter is meeting expectations. Assist the volunteer project leader with coordinating transportation for volunteer projects as needed. Ensure that all students under the age of 18 have signed a waiver granting parental consent to participate in each volunteer project that is off school grounds. You'll need to work with the volunteer project leader and logistics leader to purchase supplies and equipment. Ensure that the pre and post surveys are completed by chapter members. Attend monthly planning calls with the chapter leader and the chapter relationship manager. Assist with the recruitment, assessment, and election of chapter leadership team. Attend the in-person training with the leadership team in the fall, and ensure all safety procedures and school policies are being followed. Again, you should expect to spend approximately 6 to 8 hours a month in this role. To see a copy of the job description for the teacher advisor and all other chapter leader positions, refer to the chapter handbook. The chapter handbook is accessible through the chapter dashboard under the chapter management materials folder. This is the go-to document containing everything you need to know to run the chapter. You will find information in the handbook about chapter expectations, the meetups, financial policies, fundraising, and volunteer projects. Hard copies of the handbook are distributed at training. If you would like another copy or can't seem to find it on your chapter dashboard, please contact your CRM. Each Because I Said I Would chapter must meet the following requirements annually. You need to have monthly 1-hour meetups, execute 4 volunteer projects, have a full student leadership team, so all 5 positions filled, along with having a committed teacher advisor and co-teacher advisor. You must maintain a minimum of 30 chapter members, fundraise a minimum of $300 during the year, choose and complete 1 special project, and then again make sure that all chapter members complete a pre and post survey. Chapter members are defined as follows. So we say all members must sign the chapter membership agreement. They must sign the 3 releases. They must attend 50% of the monthly meetups, so half of the monthly meetups. And they must attend 75% of the chapter volunteer projects, so that would be 3 projects over the course of a year. They must also complete a pre and post survey. If a student doesn't fulfill all of these items, then they will not be considered a member of the Because I Said I Would chapter, and then of course would not count towards the minimum requirement of 30. As we work to share the Because I Said I Would movement, we also encourage our chapters to do the same. There are 3 special projects that give your chapter a way to share their work on the importance of making and keeping promises. The projects are listed in the chapter handbook in detail. Here's a video. I'm going to show you a video from a year-long project from a DECA chapter that gives you an example.
Because I Said I Would is a social movement, nonprofit organization, and now Westonka DECA project dedicated to the betterment of humanity through promises made and kept with promise cards.
My goal, my dream, the only finish line I've ever defined in myself in life is to have or have had meaningful impact on the people's lives around me, to have left the world a tiny bit better than how I found it. Casey Neistat, YouTuber, entrepreneur, and creator.
Promise. Noun. A declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. Synonym. Word of honor. Verb. To assure someone that one will definitely do, give, or arrange something. Synonym. Guarantee.
How the promise card works. 1. Write your promise on the card. 2. Place your card on the promise side of our wall in the B wing. 3. Complete your promise and prove that you are a person of your word. 4. Move your card to the promises kept side. 5. Make another promise.
Confused? Don't be. Here are some example promises. I will try my hardest at practice, I will not text and drive, and I will call my grandma once a week.
Promises can be short-term. I will sit with someone new at lunch. I will thank my teachers. I will be nicer to my siblings. Promises can be long-term. I will work hard to earn a better grade in math this quarter. I will not drink pop for a month. I will volunteer at least once a month.
Here is our promise. We will help create positivity at Mount Westonka High School. Surprise!
Surprise! This is for you and Miss Gillen.
Yeah, of course.
What's the point? That's up to you, but here's a hint. It's a way to hold yourself accountable for your actions. It's a way to help you achieve your goals. It's a way to leave the world a tiny bit better than how you found it.
How can you help the movement? Make promises that are personal, doable, and can happen. We will have promise cards available throughout the year. Put your promise on our promise wall in the B wing. Make the world a better place, one promise at a time.
We can make a promise happen, and so can you. Use our hashtag MWH.
Let's quickly review the monthly process or monthly flow so that you know what goes into each month. Each month prior to the monthly chapter meeting, you should help the chapter leadership team organize a leadership team meeting. There is a sample agenda for these meetings in the month-by-month chapter guide in the chapter handbook, but in its simplest form, this is an opportunity for the team to prepare for the monthly meetup, practice the learning topic, and talk about chapter business that needs to be shared with the whole chapter. You may need to take a larger role in coordinating the first couple chapter leadership team meetings, but it's our goal that the leadership team will take on this responsibility and drive the meeting with minimal assistance and suggestions from you. At a minimum during these meetings, make sure that the AV has been tested, that the PowerPoint deck for the month has been downloaded and working, and that all handouts are printed and copied. Also, prior to the chapter monthly meetup, your chapter relationship manager will schedule a planning call with you and the chapter leader. This is a time to share with the CRM what you are planning and talking about as a chapter, and if you have any needs or problems that must be addressed. At least a week prior to the planning call, you will receive a PowerPoint deck for the monthly meeting. At the end of the planning call, there will be time to run through and answer any questions about the PowerPoint deck and the personal development lesson for the upcoming meetup. There should be a full chapter meeting each month that is an hour in length. The chapter leadership team should set the agenda during their leadership team meeting. The national office will provide a PowerPoint deck for the meetup and the handouts. So you will need to make sure that the attendance is taken so that we can accurately track our impact for grants and provide general support so that the meeting runs smoothly. Since we ask chapters to coordinate volunteer projects and at least one fundraiser, some months will require time surrounding these events. There will also be quarterly calls with all chapter leadership positions to share best practices for each individual leader. You are not required to attend these calls, but should strongly encourage your leaders to do so. Here's an image of the monthly guide that I referred to earlier. This is an appendix in the chapter handbook and is in the chapter dashboard on your website. It gives you a good overview of what each monthly lesson focus is, as well as what should be covered at both the monthly meetup and the monthly leadership team meeting. We don't expect you to do this alone. Here are some resources that we provide to help. As I've referred to earlier, we have a chapter handbook. There are chapter fundraising kits and recruitment kits to help with both of those. And then again, we offer quarterly calls for each of the chapter leaders. An important part of furthering the mission and movement is getting more financial assistance through grants for us at the national office. In order to do this, we need to track and report the impact of our chapters. You will play an integral role in helping us with this. We ask each chapter member to complete a pre-survey at the second meetup of the school year and a post-survey at the final meetup of the school year. At each meetup, using an online timed survey collection called Poll Everywhere, we will have members provide feedback via text on that particular meetup. We will also schedule a mid-year check-in and an end-of-the-year report with teacher advisors and chapter leaders. Thank you in advance for helping us with this reporting throughout the year. Promises is what we are all about. Thank you for helping us share this message with the younger generation. We can make promises an important part of who these kids are and what they become. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact your chapter relationship manager or our vice president for chapters. To end this module, let's take a few minutes for some inspiration from Kid President. Here are 20 things he thinks we should say more often.
20 things we should say more often. Number 20, thank you. And not just on Thanksgiving, every day. Number 19, excuse me. Number 18, here's a surprise corn dog that I bought you because you're my friend. There'll be more corn dogs and more happy people. This is a good idea. Corn dog for you, corn dog for you, corn dog for you. Number 17, I'm sorry. Number 16, I forgive you. Number 15, you can do it! But don't say it if it's something they can't do. Number 14, another thing that we should say more often, I have barbecue sauce in my shirt too. Before you say something about the barbecue sauce on somebody else's shirt, take a look at the barbecue sauce on your own shirt. Number 13, please. Number 12, everything is going to be okay. Number 11, oh, you got me a corn dog too? You shouldn't have, buddy. Number 10, I don't know. I know a lot of people who need to say that. My sister. Number 9, you're so awesome I named my dog after you. Wait. That could hurt someone's feelings. I mean boat. I named my boat after you. Wait, who even have a boat? You're so awesome, I legally changed my name to yours. Wait, that's super creepy. Just tell people they're awesome and mean it. Number 8, hello, person that I've never met before. Here's a high five. Number 7, my sports team is not always the best sports team. It takes a big man to say that. Number 6, nothing. Sometimes that's the best thing you can say. Number 5. Doesn't mean anything, but it's just really funny. Number 4, I disagree with you, but I still like you as a person who is a human being, and I'll treat you like that. Because if I didn't, it would make everything bad, and that's what lots of people do, and it's lame. Whew, I need a water break, y'all. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be mean. Number 3, sometimes you just gotta scream. Number 2, life is tough, but so are you. Sometimes we all need to be reminded to keep going. Number 1, something nice. Anything. If you can't think of anything nice to say, you're not thinking hard enough. So what about you? What do you think people should say more often? Leave a comment below and let's hear it. Oh, and I got a bonus one for you. Something that we should say more often? Let's dance.
Soul Pancake, subscribe!
Corn dog for you, corn dog for you.
We can always do better. Thank you for your time today. If you have any suggestions for this training, please email training@becauseIsaidIwould.com. Thank you.